Hello, I'm Farha of Group 316. I'm going to explain about axon and nerve impulses. Axon, a long slender projection of a neuron that conducts electrical impulses away from the neuron's cell body towards other neurons, muscles, or glands. It is a key component of the nervous system, responsible for transmitting signals over distances to facilitate communication between the different parts of the body. Axon can be myelinated, which means they are insulated with a fatty substance called myelin that enhances the speed of the signal transmission, or unmyelinated, where the impulses travel more slowly. As you can see, this is the picture of a neuron. It is a nucleus, dendroids, cell body, an axon. This is node of Ranvier, and this is myelin sheath, and this is synaptic cleft. Axon hillock. This is the initial segment of the axon where action potentials are generated. It has a high density of voltage gated sodium channels, making it critical for the initiation of nerve impulses. Myelin sheath composition. Myelin is a fatty substance produced by glial cells, oligodendrocytes in the central nervous system, and Schwann cells in the peripheral nervous system. Functions. The myelin sheath insulates the axon, allowing for the faster transmission of nerve impulses through the saltatory conduction. This means that action potentials jump from one node of Ranvier to another, rather than traveling along with the entire length of the axon. Nodes of Ranvier. These are small gaps in the myelin sheath where the axonal membrane is exposed. They contain a high concentration of voltage-gated sodium channels, which are crucial for the propagation of action potentials. Axonal terminals. The terminal ends of the axon that form synapse with other neurons or target cells. They contain synaptic vesicles filled with neurotransmitters. Cytoskeleton. The axon contains microtubules and neurofilaments that provide structural support and facilitate intracellular transport of the organelles and proteins. Nerve impulses generation. The generation of nerve impulse involves several phases. First step, resting membrane potential. A neuron is polarized when a resting membrane potential, typically around 70 MV, maintained by ion channel and pumps, especially the sodium-potassium pump. Depolarization. When a stimulus reaches the axon hillock and depolarizes the membrane to threshold, voltage-gated sodium channels open. Third step is repolarization. At peak depolarization, sodium channels inactivate and voltage-gated potassium channels open. Potassium ions exit the cell, leading to repolarization, where the membrane potentials returns towards its resting state. Fourth step, hyperpolarization. The membrane may become slightly more negative than the resting potential due to continued potassium efflux before potassium channels close. Return to the resting state. The sodium-potassium pump restores ion concentrations, returning the neuron to its resting membrane potential. Synaptic transmission. When an action potential reaches the axon terminals. First one, calcium influx. Voltage-gated calcium channels open in response to the depolarization, allowing calcium ions to enter the terminal. Neurotransmitter release. The influx of calcium triggers synaptic vesicles to fuse with the presynaptic membrane, releasing neurotransmitters into the synaptic cleft. As you can see, this is a presynaptic neuron and postsynaptic neuron. This is the gap between these two neurons called synaptic gap. And it is axon terminal, and these are neurotransmitter receptors. Postsynaptic response. Neurotransmitters bind to receptors on the postsynaptic neuron, leading to changes in its membrane potential, excitatory or inhibitory postsynaptic potentials. Thank you.